Satcher Health Leadership Institute, a center at the Morehouse School of Medicine, develops programs in the community to help. On today's program, Dr. Martha Okafor talks with parents and the Safe and Secure Parents program at Satcher Health Leadership Institute.
You may be wondering, why parenting? Our reason is because parenting is a process for supporting and promoting physical, social, emotional, and intellectual development of a child from infancy to adulthood. Every human being requires or relies on parenting to become a productive adult. With this, we want to talk a little bit about our program. The Smart and Secure Children is parent-led conversation in the community. We have graduated 164 parents at least, and every parent in the program has a mentor, a parent leader, and involved in the conversation around how to apply daily parenting techniques in their routines. I would like us to meet some of the parents that have been in the program in your communities. We will start with our inaugural parent mentor, Mrs. Kirkland. And join me in welcoming Mrs. Kirkland to the show.
Thank you.
Mrs. Kirkland, I would like you to share with us your experience with Smart and Secure Children. And if you could tell us, how did you get involved with Smart and Secure Children?
Thank you. The way I became involved with the program was during a time that I worked part-time at the Salvation Army Ray and Joan Core Community Center. Mm-hmm. And working in the family literacy department. The coordinator, Miss Gail King, brought to my attention a flyer. At the time, that was the beginning of the training for the Smart and Secure Children, and they were recruiting leaders. Okay. She brought it to my attention because of the work that I had, the quality work that I had done with the parents and the children. And she felt that I had the skills to be able to work with the program. So how do you see Smart and Secure Children help you in any way in accomplishing your goals? What are the goals that you had in mind when you joined the program? The goal that I had in mind was to be able to be a help and a resource to the parents, to give them the opportunity to provide their children with a solid foundation for what is needed so that they can grow and prosper in life in regards to their development.
Okay. What are the experiences you had when you were functioning as the parent mentor that enabled you to achieve those goals?
Some of the experiences I had was the experience of being told by the parents that I was able to enhance their self-esteem. I was able to assist them to let them know that they are able to do whatever their challenges or whatever their goals were in their life towards helping their child to be able to grow.
Did you have any personal benefit in terms of your involvement in Smart and Secure? Did the program benefit you in any way, and how did the program benefit you, and as well as benefit the parents that were involved while you were mentoring them in your exceptional way you just discussed?
It improved even for myself, my parenting skills. Some of the things of knowing how to ask the right question, to allow the child to be able to express their feelings and their thoughts, and to enhance even their development of how to interact in the society with others, and to be able to learn better. Also, to be able to, again, as I said before, to be a resource to share with other parents the opportunity for them and even their children in the future, which is, in my opinion, very, very important.
We have heard from the inaugural parent mentor that has been with the program at the beginning, and now we would like to welcome 3 other parents who have been with the program to share specifically how the program has had a profound impact in their parenting and other parents' lives.
More when we continue on Satcher Health Leadership Institute presents. The mission of the Satcher Health Leadership Institute is to develop a diverse group of exceptional health leaders, advance and support comprehensive health system strategies, and actively promote policies and practices that will reduce and ultimately eliminate disparities in health.
Join me in welcoming 3 parents that have been involved with smart and secure children in their communities. They have played different roles, and in this conversation, we'll learn from them what they think are beneficial for smart and secure and how this could also benefit you, the viewers. So with this, I would like to start introducing our guests. We have Queen LaRosa, who is actually one of our board members of Smart and Secure Children and started with us at the onset when we started Community Listening Tour. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Then we have Mr. Thomas Clem, who has also been with us as one of the fathers and a parent leader. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Then we have Sabira Jawad, who has been with us for 2 years now and is a parent mentor in the community. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
So I'll start with asking you, how did you get involved with the program? Anyone can share with us your experience?
I first got involved by being invited from another parent at my child's school.
And my involvement came through the neighborhood promise program, and of course I worked with getting the parents together from the various schools in different neighborhoods in order to come to the community workshops and be a part of the actual Smart and Secure Foundation, the beginning of everything.
Well, I was invited to participate in a couple of focus group meetings in the community. Actually, one of your representatives from Morehouse School of Medicine, I met her in my community. We were looking at a garden, and we were marveling over the garden in the community, and she brought up the conversation about Smart and Secure Children. And she told me once it gets kicked off that she'll send me an email. And about 6 months later, I received an email to begin the program.
Okay, thank you. And what would you, since you joined the program with Queen LaRosa being part of the foundation and the listening tour, I understand the community informed how Smart and Secure Children should be implemented and developed. With you following the program and actually being on the advisory board, what would you say? Do you think Smart and Secure Children reflect the vision and voice of the community, and that what we are doing now is benefiting the parents and the children?
I know for a fact it still takes a village to raise the children, and that was one of our main, I would say it was like something that was drowned inside our minds every time. It takes a village to raise the children, and in the process of going out and getting the people to come out as an outreach worker and telling them and explaining to them the good part and the important things that will happen with their children from 0 to 5 years old, I think that attracted the majority of the parents that I talked to. And to see the actual program and the completion of the curriculum and people actually still using and implementing it is still awesome. And it can be used in any setting, even if you don't have children, with your grandchildren.
Thank you. And for any of you that have been involved with the program, you've played, Mr. Clem, the role of parent leader. That's what you're doing. And Sabira, as the parent mentor, what would you say are the benefits of Smart and Secure Children, maybe to you when you were a parent learner, and what you see now as a mentor and a leader in the community?
I like it because it gives a platform for men to come together and talk positive about raising our children or being active in our children's lives. I think this is the first I've seen where a program has put something for men to come and discuss these things together about raising our children. And I think that something has been absent for some time. And so this is great because we actually do care about our children. We actually do care about our community. But if we don't have a place where we can come and mentor each other about this, you don't know this, and we look at each other as strangers. So now we see each other as fathers, and it helps that we are in the community together, not I'm speaking to someone or someone speaking to me from across town. When I go home, I see these same young men as they see me also. And so we have a common goal. That's to be heard and be seen in our community as fathers and caregivers and leaders in our community.
Thank you.
Well, my point of view from being a part of Smart and Secure Children, coming in as a parent leader, the training that was offered to us, was afforded to us, was paramount. It gave us the opportunity to reach out to the parents in the community and not actually teach them, because they have this information, but it just kind of reminds them that the ball is in your court. We are the first, parents are the first teachers of our children, and we don't have to send them anywhere. We don't have to send them to school or to the recreation centers to get the information. So I saw parents opening up like flowers because they were able to get the information. We had an arena, we offered them an arena to be able to come and get more information and be comfortable. They put their word in, and I just, being able to bridge the gap between Morehouse and Smart Secure and the community is something for me that is paramount.
Thank you. And you mentioned something about that in Smart and Secure, you're not teaching the parents, but you're reminding them. And one of the things that the parent told us when we were listening to the parents on how the best way they learn, they told us is through conversation. So Smart and Secure has been a conversational learning. How do you see the conversational learning? What do you feel that it was beneficial, and did it enable parents to learn quickly? How would you describe the experience of parents in the program?
With the guided questions, with the guided information that we have, it kind of brings out what you already know. And I think we go through our daily lives, and sometimes we forget because we get caught up in our riffraff and going through problems. We forget our role at where we're supposed to be doing at that moment. And so it's like going to church. The pastor preach out of one Bible every Sunday for the rest of his life. And so we're reminding each other of our role and our responsibility. And I think we all need that from day to day.
And for me, what it does is people are not talking at me. It's like we're having a conversation, whereas everybody's voice is heard and you're important. It means something. Because in the community, we've had people to come in and talk to us and tell us stuff and promise us things for years and more years. And in the process of doing all the promising and doing the things that they said they were going to do, they never did a lot of those things. But here with Smart and Secure and the Thatcher Institute, Morehouses came through, and they are partners with a lot of the things, a lot of the organizations, including my church I go to, and a partnership that's long-lasting, whereas that the people's voices are being heard and the needs are being met. And when the needs are met and the people's voices are heard, they feel a part of and not separated from. And that's what I like so much about Smart and Secure and the Morehouse, the platform that you all are giving to people. When a voice is heard, you'd be surprised at amazing and phenomenal things that can happen when families are united and they're all on one accord.
With the Smart and Secure program, what it does, along with everything that Queen and Mr. Clem said, the language is simple, so it allows the parents to be able to step in. We go into the communities where the parents are, and we join them where they're at. So we give them the information, and most of the time it's things that they're doing anyway. We say feed healthy, making healthy meals. We're putting the names to what they're doing, so they can connect, and that's rewarding to the parents. They have those aha moments like, okay, wait a minute, I've done it already, I'm doing it. But they have that technical name to put to it. But like I said, the language is simple. So it's easy to remember. It's easy to retell the story to I can go home and tell my mother, I can tell my daughters. I'm often on the phone talking to my own children about that are mothers, about the information that we're sharing with the communities. So it's simple and it's easy to relay.
And just to add just a little bit more to what Severa was saying, I remember when we were developing the curriculum and we were talking about we wanted to be simple and easy for the parents to understand, even if they had to look at the pictures. Mm-hmm. And I know for a fact that when something is easy, a person will apply it much so than all those big words that they're not able to pronounce. So the simplicity of it was the key for us in developing the curriculum for the foundation of Smart and Secure.
Thank you. And I know that from what you're saying, that parents have small doable things they can go home and do at home every time they come to the conversation of Smart and Secure. So how do you help parents to either make up those doable things? Is there a process you use so that parents will continue to develop that skill, not only learn about quality parenting, but develop the skills that they need and apply it at home?
One thing about the Smart and Secure sessions, we have 10, and they're not 10 individual sessions. They run in succession of each other. So when we end one session, we end it with a promise. We want parents to build on promises to their children. You can make 10 or you can make 12, but if you don't keep them, it's okay. We tell them it's okay, but these are the things we want you to aspire to. You make a promise to your children, and you live up to that promise. It's very important to keep promises. And we have other antidotes, reading to your children at night, going home and contemplating on what a stimulating environment is. Things like that we don't think about often. I remember one parent told me, I don't know what that is. And then she was putting her son to bed at night. And he said, Mommy, don't turn on the radio. I need the radio so I can go to sleep. And she said, at that moment, I realized that was a stimulating environment. So we just put 1 and 2 together, and it goes from 1 to 10.
And when you mentioned that sometimes the parents, if they have the promise card and they are not keeping to it, do you have parents that go through the 10th session and still not keep, or able to keep the promises? Or is that at the beginning of the session? How does that go?
Usually at the beginning, you have reluctancy, and they're kind of scared because they don't want to keep promise. They understand the power of a promise, so they don't want to say something to their children that they don't think they're going to keep. But at this point, what we're trying to get them to do is just begin to make them, and as we go along, the promises are kept. They increase in fulfilling the promises to the children, so they do increase.
Very good. I'll ask as we wrap up the program if there are 1 or 2 profound experience you've had through Smart and Secure that you found beneficial for you think you could share with our viewers so that our viewers who are not part of Smart and Secure Children can at least in their own home try that 1 or 2 profound experience you've had that was beneficial. Anybody can start.
Well, I would think conversation. Our dialogue at home has changed, being more attentive to one another and not just coming in and going on through the rest of the evening, but making sure we acknowledge each other as an individual through conversation.
Okay, thanks.
And for me, my children have kind of been along with me during the process. One thing about Smart Secure Children, we bridge the gap with even the families. The children are welcome. Every meeting we have is a place for the children to come. And although my children think they're too old to come, they have benefited from me going, and I have allowed them to have their space more often. And that was one of the things I picked up from Smart and Secure Children. I don't have to be there in their space all the time. They're allowed to have that little time that they need to get themselves together. or just to have quiet time.
And for me, I always, it always goes back to promise to me, because the beginning for me was the promised neighborhood and promises that we were making to the neighborhoods that we were going to be a part of the things that happened that were advanceful after I finished doing the smart and secure curriculum and stuff. And promises are important. If we decide that it's something that we want to do for somebody, no matter whether it's our child or another child or a family, always be willing to keep the promise. And if I can't do it, make sure I go to that person and tell them that it's important to them, that they know that it was not intentional, that I was not there to make myself available to do exactly what I said. And some kind of way reward them with something I can do for them in another way. Because for me, and I always try to talk about myself when I say things, other people are important to me. You know, how I treat you and how you react to how you're being treated by me is important to me. And I can't say it enough. I love people, and I love being of service, and I'm a servant first in all areas of my life. So promises are important, and that's what I like so much about it.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your journey and experience with the program. I'm sure our viewers have enjoyed listening to your story, and I would like to thank you, Queen LaRosa, for being part of this right from the foundation and making sure we are helping the parents in the community. And I want to thank you, Mr. Clem, for being one of our fathers that have stayed in and become a parent leader, now leading other fathers in the community to be part of Smart and Secure Children. And I would like to thank you, Sabira, for being one of our parent mentors and parent leader as well, and have stayed on in facilitating more conversations and nurturing more parents in the program. With this, I will say again to our viewers, we're about to go on a break. So stay with us and we will be right back. And when we come back, we'll meet another parent mentor who is a father to share with us about how we use his business and community sites in conversation on parenting.
More when we return. Safe and secure goals to reduce and ultimately eliminate disparities in early childhood by increasing parents' knowledge and skills on quality parenting, parents' competence and confidence, and decrease childhood obesity and child neglect, improve parent mental health and well-being.
We are back with Mr. Latif Pyle, one of the parent mentors that have been with the program, and we would like to hear his stories about a father who is a mentor as well as a parent leader in the community. So join me in welcoming Mr. Latif Piles. Welcome to the program.
Well, thank you for having me, Dr. O. I appreciate you.
Mr. Latif, could you tell us how you got involved with the program?
I got involved with the program by being a father first. That my interest in being a better father brought me to meet one of my clients that actually told me about the program. And once I went to the first meeting, I thought that I could contribute and learn something. The Smart and Secure Children's program reminds me and a lot of other parents and fathers of what their initial role is as parents. And, keeps us in line on thinking about the right things to do with our kids.
Okay. You just mentioned that one of your clients told you about Smart and Secure Children, and that was how you got involved. Could you tell us a little bit about your client and when you got involved, what then happened?
Well, being that our barbershop is on the campus at Atlanta University Center, we have, different clientele. My client in particular was a med student over at Morehouse School of Medicine, and he was having his Smart and Secure Children sessions in the living room of his house. So I decided to stop by one Sunday afternoon. I appreciated all the information that I was getting out of the program, and I also enjoyed the fellowship because it was just men in the living room, it's a little bit of food, talking about raising children. So, but I also, as I was sitting there, I felt that the barbershop would probably be a better maybe not better place, but an ideal place to reach more fathers, because at the time it was just maybe 3 or 4 of us in a living room, and I felt that a barbershop, there would be no other place better than a barbershop to engage more fathers into getting this information. So once that idea got to back to Morehouse School of Medicine and Dr. Satcher, I guess they got behind it. Mm-hmm. And we opened up our barbershop, University Barbershop on Martin Luther King and James P. Brawley. We opened up that location to have the sessions. I think all of the barbers went through the first class, and since we all have children, we're all fathers, and I believe everybody that involved got better. We're better people, better fathers based on those conversations that we were having. So.
Okay, very good. And now you are a parent mentor, a father, and also a parent leader, facilitating conversation of smart and secure children at the barbershop, University Barbershop. So what have you seen as ways that smart and secure children have been found beneficial to the fathers that attend the sessions?
Well, again, like Mr. Clem said earlier, and he actually joined our class last year. It is a great reminder, and especially when you have other men around you that sharing their experiences about how they raise their children. It reminds you that you do have a great responsibility as a father. But then also it's also an environment where if you may have some shortcomings, you're not put on blast because of those. It's more of a welcoming environment. You have an opportunity to express yourself regardless of how you vernacular or whatever words you use, and nobody's looking down on you. And the information is very important. So I think that a lot of the brothers that are sitting there, even if they are not a part of the program per se, they get a benefit from it. And it's something that every week a gentleman would say to me that it is needed in our community. So I believe that Smart and Secure Children is on the right path with this. It's just take some time to see the results.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And if you could share with our viewers 1 or 2 things you found to be very profound that has helped you and other fathers in your program, that maybe one of our viewers at home could pick one of those 2 things and try them at home.
I don't know about any specific advice per se, but one thing I do notice that is profound to me is that all of the men that we tell about this program, they are excited about it, and they're wanting to add more and wanting to do more. And I feel like fathers will be put back in a place of respect where they once were.
Thank you, Mr. Latif, for sharing your story with us today. I am Dr. Martha Okafor from Satcher Health Leadership Institute. Thank you for joining us.
Funding for this program was provided by a grant from the Southwest Hospital and Medical Complex